I think if you know me, you know that I hate Casey Anthony. But I wanted to know both sides of the story. I really wanted to know why she walked out of that courtroom. So here is 5 reasons why she's guilty and 4 reasons why she's innocent, because I couldn't find a fifth. So let's start off with why she's guilty. And number 1 is that this woman had a child that went missing. Let's just start there. She waited 30 days to even report or say anything to anyone about this missing child. Then there is number 2, that odor in the trunk. Now, I know there's 2 sides to every story, and there are 2 sides, and I will get to that in the innocent column. But in the guilty column, there was dogs that hit on the trunk, and there was also like a lot of people pointing to the fact that this could really have been a body in the trunk. So that's definitely a huge thing. Third is that Casey Anthony's story just kept changing, right? Like she literally could not keep her story straight. There was Zanny the nanny. There was, all of these weird, like the fact that where she worked wasn't even true. She lied about everything. But let's just say that can all be explained away. Let's talk about evidence now. And that brings me to number 4, and that is that, you know how in Scream they're like the call, is it in Scream? I don't know, one movie. The call is coming from inside the house, right? Someone in that household did something to that child. So I don't know why the other 2 people in that household, the mom and dad, haven't been tried in any way, but someone in that household is responsible. We know that because the baby blanket and the tote bag were both from the house. And then number 5, she was found literally right by the house. So something points to someone in that house. And the most obvious one is Casey, because she didn't say anything for 30 days. She also, her actions afterwards, which yes is circumstantial, but still very weird. So it does point to her. So this whole time I have hated her, and I still do. I'm not gonna change on that. But let's look at the reasons why she could be innocent. And trust me, I hate this. Number 1 is the biggest, because I think this is why she walked out of that courtroom and why a jury could not convict her. And that is because there was a lack of direct evidence that she did this crime. There was just a lack of evidence that wasn't circumstantial that she did it. They could not prove the decomp in the trunk. I think if they were to prove that, that would have been kind of a smoking, I can't even say that, but I mean, like I said, everything points to someone in that family doing something. Now, number 2 is that she partied, and that the way she acted after the incident is all circumstantial. We don't know how someone's going to act and all of that. And yes, but I also take that as a grain of salt. Number 3 is the father theory. And that is that Casey blames her father for whatever happened to Kaylee. And like I said, all of the evidence just points to someone in that house. So why hasn't there been anything about him? Because someone did something. And yes, the obvious point is to look at Casey because of the way she acted. But also, like, I do think that her father had a lot to do with this. And if he did do the things that she is accusing him of, then he needs to face some justice for that. I think the biggest thing that the jury saw in this case is number 4 for why she's innocent. And that is there's not a clear way that Kaylee was unalived. It was a homicide, but there is not a clear way in which that happened. And how do you prove that someone did something if there's not a clear way to prove what happened. And I think that's what the jury just threw everything out with is, okay, we can't prove anything now. And it's really sad because at this point, Kaylee will never get justice. And like I said, everything for me proves it is someone in the house. I mean, I think that's the consensus for everyone. So why cannot we go for the other people? I don't know. But that is the things that I have found with Casey Anthony. I'm still in the camp that she did something, whether it was by herself or with her father. I still believe she needs to face charges. And I think all of them do, honestly. All of them do. But what do you guys think? Please post below your opinions of this and tell me what you think of Casey Anthony.